Hello everyone, I'm Brian Croydragon and welcome back to Cinderella Phenomenon. A week goes by after Fritz leaves the tavern, and my luck does not change. I am still unable to complete a single good deed. I want to ask poor Faye if she knows anything about Fritz and his curse, but she has been absent from the tavern for more than a week. When I asked Delora why Parfait was missing, all of which said was that Parfait was busy dealing with the rapid spread of the fairy tale curse. Today I am accompanying Waltz to the toy shop to buy materials for his upcoming show, but now I cannot find him. He was buying these shelves earlier. Where has he gone? I turn a corner and my gaze is caught once more by the dolls on display. One particular doll catches my eye, and I cannot help but marvel at its beauty. Something familiar about that doll. If only I had enough money to buy you. I notice a man standing just to the right, in front of the teddy bear display shelf. Isn't that the father I saw with his daughter a few weeks ago? He is looking at the teddy bear that his daughter wanted, the one he did not have enough money to buy. I watch as he opens one of his clenched hands. There are some gold coins on his palm. I glimpsed the price tags of the teddy bears earlier, and I am certain that the man does not have enough money to afford the one he is eyeing. I thought I'd have saved enough by now. Now what do I get her for her birthday? The man heads for the next shelf over. He raises a hand to rub at the back of his neck. I walk over and pick up the bear the man was just looking at. It is very soft and somehow comforting to hold. I can see when the girl likes... this one again. I can see when the girl liked this one. I begin to move toward the counter without realizing. I hold the teddy bear to me with one hand and reach for the bag of coins with my other. The king gave me this money all those months ago, but I never used it. If I buy this bear, I will be completely broke. Miss? Could you wrap this for me? Of course. After she has finished wrapping the bear, I turn to search for the father. It seems he is no longer in the shop. Has he left? Wow, that's a big toy you've got there. Waltz appears with a bright smile on his face. He leans forward to inspect the package I am holding. I need to find him. Ooh! I am sure he hasn't gone too far yet. Hey, wait! Where is he? Princess, where are you going? Well, obviously I'm gonna explain. There's someone I need to find. Did you happen to see the man eyeing the large teddy bear earlier? I think I caught a glimpse of him. Why? We need to find that man. I must give this to him. I am about to run off into the crowd when I feel Waltz's hand on my sleeve. I turn to snap impatiently at him, but find my annoyance dying at the expression on his face. Look, I'm not entirely sure of what is happening, but I'll help you. But you have to stay with me. We shouldn't be separated in this crowd. Fine. Waltz keeps his pace with me as I almost break into a run. It will be difficult to find that man with all these people around, but we should at least try. Waltz and I search for hours, but we never find him. I do not even know his name. We can try again tomorrow. It's going to be dark soon, but it's her birthday. Ooh! I ignore Waltz. In the brief second that I close my eyes, I can see that man's pained expression in my mind. I sit down on a bench and clutch the wrapped bear to my I sit down on a bench and clutch the wrapped bear to my chest. He wanted to buy this bear for his daughter's birthday because he loves her. A familiar ache flares up in my chest. I have spent my whole life wanting the king to treat me the same way that man treats his daughter. Miranda, I promise you, we'll look again first thing in the morning. Waltz and I head back to the march-in. The weight in my chest slows me down. It's not like you to be sad, and it's run again. It's not like you to be less sad for a stranger. You've changed, have I? Welcome home, Papa. The girl's voice is familiar. I roll on my heels and stare at the little girl in the doorway of one of the homes. I had thought we were too late, but we found them. The little girl runs from her home to wrap her arms around her father, who picks her up and pulls her into a tight hug. I'm sorry I'm late, sweetheart. But you're here now. Mama, Papa is here. We can start my birthday party now. The girl wriggles out of her father's embrace and runs back into the house excitedly. The man is carrying a small box in his hand, wrapped neatly with a ribbon. He looks down at his gift and sighs. Before he can go inside the home, I walk toward him and tap him on the shoulder. Excuse me? You were in the toy shop earlier. I was. We have been looking everywhere for you. For me? He looks first at me, then at the package I carry in my arms. Can I help you with something, miss? I heard that it was your daughter's birthday today. She's turning 7 today, but why? Here. This is for your daughter. This is the toy you wanted to buy for her. Take it. No, I can't possibly. Just take it. The man seems to be in too much shock to reach out for the teddy bear. He shakes his head in wonder. You don't even know who we are. Why would you do something like this? I have been asking myself that all day. You love your daughter very much, don't you? She is my life. She and my wife. But I cannot pay you for this. Papa, why are you taking so long? The girl is suddenly at the door again, her wide eyes staring right at me. Who are you? The little girl clings to her father's legs. She looks curious but not afraid. I do not know what to say. This pretty lady here is your fairy godmother, little one. I turn to glare at Waltz. What is he playing at? Fairy godmother, like the one in Cinderella? Yes. I shoot Waltz another warning look, but he only grins at me. Tell her the truth or play along. I'm gonna go with play along. It's her birthday. I might as well play along. Yes, I am. Really? Waltz nudges me toward the little girl. And, just might as well put this where the vibrations won't cause as much of a disturbance. It's a good thing I got a case. And leave it to me to nearly fall out of my chair. I glare at him before I kneel down and hold the wrapped teddy bear out to her. Was this what usually say to children when he gives them gifts? Oh, you have been a very good girl. This is for you. The girl reaches out and takes the bear. Her eyes light up as she stares at it. Is this the teddy bear? I nod and the little girl squeals, twirling around with the wrapped teddy bear tight in her arms. Then suddenly she puts the bear down and throws her arms around my neck. Thank you for granting my wish, Miss Fairy Godmother. I am too shocked to react. Mama, look what my fairy godmother brought me. I can only stare as the little girl runs back into her house with the gift. Thank you. I glance at the man, much to my I glance at the man, who much to my surprise, has tears running down his cheeks. He is still somehow smiling through them. I will never forget your kindness. He dips into a short bow, then disappears into his home. How about that? Got one done. This is a piece of the glass slipper. Your first good deed. I stare in disbelief at the hovering piece in my hand. One moment it is there, the next it has been swallowed by a bright light, and is joined with my pendant. I cannot believe it. Waltz, look! But Waltz is not looking at my new pendant. He is looking at my face, his gaze enraptured. What are you looking at? You just smiled. I did? It's as beautiful as I remember. I feel slightly embarrassed and have no words as I quickly turn my head away. Yeah, I'm pretty good at this. I'm glad that you decided to play along with my story. You made her birthday extra special by making her believe that you were her own fairy godmother. That no matter how tough things are, every child has someone watching over them, so long as they are good. My eyes are still on the slipper when I hear an unfamiliar voice behind us. Cinderella's glass slipper, huh? We both turn around to stare at a man standing a few feet up. This one again. We both turn around to stare at a man standing a few feet up. We both turn around to stare at a man standing a few feet from us. He is cloaked in darkness, but I can still make out his grin. Hello, princess. Chapter 5. The man starts walking toward us slowly. Waltz moves to stand in front of me. Princess, stay close to me. Yeah, I was wondering when you'd appear. I know who this is. There's a good chance some of you might guess along the way. I've encountered him in other routes. Good evening, Princess Miranda. And a good evening to you too, Peter Pan. The man drops into an elegant bow. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Varg. What do you want, Varg? How do you know who we are? I'd love to stay and chat, but I have more important things to do. The princess is coming with me. Varg takes one long stride toward us. He taps the cane he is holding onto the ground. A surge of light emanates from the cane, then flares out toward us. Princess, go back to the margin! Hurry! Walt starts toward Varg, but... this one again. Walt starts toward Varg before I can stop him. Varg raises his cane and twists it in one sharp movement. The light abruptly changes direction and slams into Walt's side, throwing him some distance away. Waltz! Before I can step away, Varg has lifted me into his arms. He grins at me, almost rougishly, before darting away from Waltz. No! Princess! Let me go! No can do, princess. I let you go and things will get messy. What do you want from me? Are you a... I cannot even say the word. My blood runs cold as I consider the situation. Are you a witch? That I am not. And you expect me to believe you? You just used magic back there. I guess I did. Let me go. I squirm in his arms, attempting to kick and push him away from me. Varg abruptly stops with a grunt to let me down. This is my chance. I start to bolt away from him, but he quickly grabs my wrist and pulls me back. Not so fast. Get your hands off of me. I'm not here to hurt you, princess. After what you did to Waltz? He leans in toward me until he can look me in the eyes. Well, he was in the way. Besides, it's not like I killed him. Varg begins walking again, this time pulling me with him. I try to break away from his iron grip but fail. Where are you taking me? Back to where you truly belong. If there's one thing I've learned from the fairy tales, it's that a princess belongs in a palace. I am unable to stop the gasp that leaves my lips. He stops and turns to me. You've been away from home for far too long, princess. Don't you want to go back? I do want to go home, but I am not welcome there anymore. At least not while I am still cursed. Release her! Varg releases me just in time to block a sword strike that comes out of the darkness of the trees. How annoying. Oh wait, wrong. How annoying. I could say the same thing about you. I back away as the two trade blows. Varg uses his cane to defend himself against the man that just emerged from the trees. That man. He's the one who was with Waltz. The man with the sword that helped save me from bandits all those months ago. There's something graceful in the way the man moves as he swings his sword at Varg. He won't... He almost looks like he is dancing. The stranger continues swiping the sword, eventually gaining enough leverage to force Varg back. He moves so quickly that it takes all of Varg's reflexes simply to block his slashes. They're so fast. Varg takes a few steps back and keeps a safe distance from the stranger. Impressive. The man gives Varg a lopsided smile as he points his sword at him. The two of them temporarily froze them as they wait for the other to move first. You're not too bad yourself. Wait, is that? Now that he has stopped, when I have a better look at him, I can see that the stranger's features are uncannily similar to Karma's. Karma? But is it really him? Princess, are you okay? I turn my head to see Waltz and Delora rushing toward me. How did you find me? Delora used her magic to track you down. Thankfully, no other witches beat us here. Waltz halts in front of me, while Delora advances toward the two men. So, what do we have here? Delora, right? Can't say that it is a pleasure to meet you. I have to compliment you all. You did an impressive job holding the... You did an impressive job hiding the princess from us. It took a while to finally track her down. Finding your so-called tavern is difficult, you know, but I got lucky. How does he know about the tavern? No sooner are the words out of Varg's mouth that the swordsman is suddenly upon him again, poised to attack. Vork blocks his sword a second too late and is forced to back away, clutching his now bloody arm. You talk too much. Sorry, I shouldn't have forgotten my manners in front of royalty. Vork's gaze turns to Delora. Vork's gaze turns to Delora, a smirk somehow still on his face despite his injury. You have quite an interesting bunch with you, witch. How about joining us instead? We could always use more witches like yourself. Thanks, but no thanks. Too bad. Vork turns to look at me. He holds out a hand and gestures me toward him. Come with me, princess. You know you don't belong here. I clench my hands into fists as I shake my head. Your mother won't be very happy with your decision, princess. Especially after all she's done to make sure you'll be a suitable heir. Mother? What are you talking about? Oh, I know things. But Vork ignores me as he raises his cane. Sorry to leave the party so quickly, but I'll be back soon enough for you, princess. Next time, whether you like it or not, you'll be coming with me. I'm not done with you. Delora throws her hands out, beginning to gather light in her palms. But Vork has already brought his cane down to the ground. Thick smoke envelops the area, making my eyes water. When the smoke clears, Vork is gone. Delora huffs in annoyance as she lowers her arms back down to her sides. To think that those witches are using a human to do their dirty work. What was that cane he was carrying? I look up at the stranger who has sheathed his sword and is walking toward where Waltz, Delora, and I look up at the stranger who has sheathed his sword and is walking toward where Waltz, Delora, and I are standing. It's an enchanted item that can be infused with a spell that allows War to use magic. Limited magic, but powerful enough to make him dangerous. Well, it is far easier for a human to explore the kingdom without anyone getting suspicious. The stranger stands close enough for me to get a proper look at his face. I can no longer deny the resemblance I saw earlier. Karma? Is that really you? You have good eyes, darling. So this is what Karma looks like as a man. Why does he need to disguise himself as a woman? I open my mouth to ask the question, when I am interrupted by Waltz's hand on my shoulder. Are you hurt anywhere? I turn to Waltz and freeze when I notice the dried blood on his forehead. You are bleeding. I'll be fine. I step back and realize that Waltz is standing oddly, favoring one leg to the other. Vork must have badly hurt him. Okay, now what would be more in character? Shouldn't have come here. Or we have to go back now. I'm going to guess you shouldn't have come back now. I had to. It's my fault Vard got you in the first place. Waltz forces a smile, but I can see the sadness in his eyes. I couldn't protect you at all. I'm so sorry. Why do you keep worrying about me? I'm not even hurt. What if something happens to you? Waltz smiles. He tries with great effort to mask his pain. Hmm. I'm happy that you're worried about me, Princess. It doesn't matter what happens to me so long as you aren't hurt. How can you say that? I, uh, Walter's expression suddenly twists as he doubles over, his eyes glazed in pain. Waltz! Delora catches one of Walt's arms, supporting him as she turns to address both Karma and I. We should head back to the Martian. Rumpel needs to see to Waltz's injuries. Rumpel? I'll explain everything once we're back. Delora calls for Rumpel as soon as we arrive at the Martian. When Rumpel enters the reception area, he is clearly distraught by Waltz's injuries. What happened? Heal first, explain later. I expect Rumpel to object, and I'm surprised when he does nothing more than nod. Carefully, Rumpel leads Waltz back to his room so he can be treated. Delora looks in the direction Rumpel and Waltz have gone with a thoughtful look on her face. We're lucky that we have Rumpel here with us. Anis is good with herbs and small wounds, but Rumpel has experience with more serious injuries. Experience? What are you talking about? Remember his curse? Rumpel is not the only one who does not remember who he is. None of the townsfolk remember his name either. But what about those with the curse? Shouldn't they at least still be able to remember his name? Rumpel is an exception to the rule, as he is with many things. In his case, not a single person can remember his name. Funny thing is, they can still recognize him. He ran into someone who called him a doctor today. Even just hearing it brought a memory back. He's gotten one of the chapters of his journal back now. He is quite a proficient doctor. He collects his journal pages by retrieving memories from others that still remember him. What a strange curse. My eyes wander around the reception area, and I notice that someone is missing. Where is Karma? Don't worry about him. He's probably changing now. Yeah. I do not understand why Karma is so secretive about his reasons for wearing a disguise. I'm about to ask Delora if she knows any of the specifics of Karma's curse, when the door to the reception area is thrown open. Princess! I'm surprised when Anna suddenly throws her arms around me. She pulls me into a tight hug. I was so worried about you. Thank goodness you're safe. She pulls away and begins to wipe at tears that have sprung to her eyes. Why are you crying? Because I was worried about you, silly. It went pretty good without my voice drying up. Ugh. She was really so worried she'd cry. Why? I am intensely aware of the awkwardness of the situation. Thank you for worrying about me. I had thought the words might do something to ease her worries, but her sobbing only grows louder. Anis? I'll get you something warm to drink. I stare off after Anis before I turn to look at Delora worriedly. Did I say the wrong thing? Quite the opposite, actually. You made her very happy. I did, but she was crying. They're called tears of joy, Princess. I'd be overwhelmed too if you were suddenly nice to me. Miracle instead of giving tears to people. I just said thank you. And that was a kindness in and of itself. No wonder she's so happy. I was being kind. And congratulations, Princess. I see that you've managed to complete your first good deed. My hand moves instinctively to my pendant. I clutch at the new piece that hangs there. I knew you could do it. Dolores smiles warmly. For some reason, it makes me feel strangely proud. Parfait walks into the room, startling us both. It has been 2 weeks since I last saw her. Her face is ashen. How can you tell? Parfait? You know that continuously using your magic takes a toll on your body? I have no choice. The witches. Her voice trails off as her eyes meet Dolores. Parfait and Dolores look at each other solemnly. The tension in the room mounts as they continue to stare at each other without uttering a word. Eventually, Parfait's eyes wander to me. Keeping her in the dark won't make the situation any better, Dolores. Parfait moves toward me, but her knees buckle. Before I can react, Dolores is already at her side supporting her. Parfait, you need to rest. I'll take care of this. No, she needs to hear this from both of us. What is going on? We wanted to tell you about this later, but we can no longer afford to wait. Dolores helps Parfait to a chair. Attentively take a seat opposite the two of them. We're going to tell you the whole truth of this situation. Oh, joy. The whole truth? Dolores sighs before she eventually speaks. Do you know why... Do you know why I cursed you, Princess? Some twisted sense of mischief? That's not the whole reason. We needed you to change your ways, Princess. To change how you see the world. If we didn't do something, you were going to end up as merciless and cold-hearted as your mother. What are you talking about? My eyes go to Parfait, but she doesn't meet my gaze. Hilda, your mother was not always so cruel. Parfait's eyes look red as if she's about to cry. Why are you speaking as if you knew her? She was my friend long before she was the queen. Hilda was like a sister to me. But she changed when the witch hunt started. What does the witch hunt have to do with Mother? Parfait does not meet my eyes, but Dolores is looking right at me. Your mother was a witch, Miranda, the most powerful of the witches, in fact. Hilda was the Tenebrarum bearer. My heart drops into the pit of my stomach. No, that's impossible. I have never saw her use magic. She cannot be a witch. That's what she wanted you to believe. You cannot keep something like that a secret. If you try hard enough, you can keep anything a secret, even from your own family. But how? Dolores pauses for a long moment before she speaks. She erased your memories, Dolores. Wait, what? No, what? She erased your memories, Miranda. There we go. How did I read that as Dolores? The air leaves my lungs as I struggle to remain calm. Walt said that Mother ordered my memories to be erased, but... Are they saying that it was Mother herself who erased my memories? Jagged pieces of memory and thought begin to snap together in my mind. She needed you obedient and compliant. Whenever you acted out, she took that memory of disobedience from you. And it didn't take... Okay, hold on. She needed you obedient and compliant. Whenever you acted out, she took that memory of disobedience from you. And it didn't take long at all to mold you into a perfect and unquestioning little doll. I grip my dress without realizing. My hands are shaking. Then I did know Waltz. Mother really did erase my memories of him. How much of my childhood did I lose? Hilda cherished you as before. She was kind and selfless. She was devoted to maintaining the balance between the lucis and the tenebrarum. But Hans, Delora moved to Delora moved to place a gentle hand on Parfait's shoulder. It's not your fault. I trusted him too much. He swore that they would only be stories, small fantasies to share with his children. Hilda wanted to turn him away, but I disagreed. I allowed Hans to read his tales about witches and fairies. The fairy tales? Delora nods. Hans's fairy tales became hugely popular, and in practically every single one of his stories, it was a witch who was a bad. Hans's fairy tales became hugely popular, and in practically every single one of his stories, it was a witch who was bad and a fairy who was good. To add insult to injury, it was well known that Hans had been broken by the Lucius bearer, but not by the Tenebrarum bearer. The humans that took information and their imaginations ran wild. Hilda and I went to Hans to beg him to tell the truth, but it was too late. No matter what Hans said, everyone believed that he was being threatened by the witches. I don't think he ever meant for things to get so out of hand either. When the king at the time, your grandfather, also voiced his negative opinions on witches, he only added fuel to the fire. It was as if he was giving humans permission to carry on with their witch genocide. And we could do nothing to defend ourselves. We were bound by our oath to never hurt a living soul. The witch hunt lasted for years. Most of us were slaughtered. All witches are bound to the Tenebrarum bearer through the Tenebrarum itself. Hilda felt each of the deaths like it was her own. It drove her mad. And she broke our oath. She killed the king, your grandfather. Mother killed my grandfather? As Hilda's power kept growing, more and more good witches were corrupted through her influence on the Tenebrarum. I tried to stop her, but she was already lost to reason. Hilda wanted to take Engiel for the witches. She wanted to take revenge on the humans for what they had done to all of us. And since your father was next in line, Hilda forced Gennaro to marry her so she would have a legitimate claim to the throne. And she did it even though she knew he loved another woman. The very woman who sits on the throne today. Ophelia? Delora nods. The king has always loved Ophelia? Hilda created the fairy tale curse to punish the humans. She wanted to fuel the Tenebrarum with her hatred and anger. Parfait's voice becomes very soft. The balance between dark and light was lost. While Hilda lived, Engiel was a place of balance. I can feel an impending headache coming. But, even if what you're saying is true, Mother is dead. She's been dead for 4 years. She is, but for some reason the witches are becoming more active. Garland and Jurian's patrons have confirmed this. Patrons? Isn't that why they disappear at night? I had to cast a glamour on you so that other witches would be unable to recognize you as the princess. But it seems they've already seen through your glamour. They're looking for you, princess. The witches are looking for you. What? Why? The Tenebrarum needs a bearer. A witch needs to take on that one and regulate the balance between the Lucis and the Tenebrarum. For the past few years it has been in a state of hibernation. We believe Helder infused her life into the Tenebrarum to keep it stable. But now the Tenebrarum is beginning to wake again. We believe that's why so many people are being cursed. We believe that's why so many people are being cursed lately. The witches are preparing for their new bearer. Delora returns to me with an expression I cannot quite read. They only have to wait until you turn 18. The air in the room seems to disappear all at once. Princess, on your 18th birthday, your curse will break regardless of whether you complete your 3 good deeds. And you will become a Tenebrarum bearer. You will inherit the title and the power from your mother. Impossible. My heart is racing and I feel faint. Even if Mother was a witch, I can't use magic at all. All halflings like you inherit their magic at 18. No, I am human. Princess. Delora's expression is grim as she speaks. We've been waiting over... this one again. We've been watching over you for a long time, Miranda. We know what sort of influence your mother had on you. The curse was a test. We needed to know that you wouldn't return Engel to what it was when your mother was queen. We can't allow another great war to tear Engel apart. Delora and I believe that there's still goodness left in you. You just needed a wake-up call. Thus the curse and the 3 good deeds. We wanted you to see what you hadn't in years, to be exposed to the true reality of things. And above all, we needed to see that you were capable of 3 good deeds. I attempt to grasp the fleeing thoughts in my mind, but to no avail. I feel numb. That's it, no more secrets. Please, can we get a change of scene? Corfe's voice is gentle when she speaks to me. The future of this kingdom is in your hands. Will you follow your mother's footsteps, or will you achieve the same balance that we had before? Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Well, that was Cinderella Phenomenon. Good Lord, 43 minutes. Wow, that was certainly a lot. I'm Brian Croydragon signing out. Stay straight.